Jesus. Mr. Miracle off to a great start. Darkseid is this cover B of Mr. Miracle 12. It's finally over. It's been about a year and 2 months. I think issue 8 took 2 or 3 months to come out. How's the volume, guys? Jigglypuff is your favorite, and part of the reason she's pink. Well, Mr. Mime looks kind of pink in the new movie. Looks like a freak. Next up, Rainbow Bright, number 2. I'm not reading this. This is like, I'm not shaming anyone who wants to read this book. If you want to read this book, go for it. But I am solely interested in it because of the artist, the cover artist. I was never into Rainbow Bright when I was growing up. Mr. Mime has freaking dodgeballs his shoulders. This cover's fantastic. This is Catwoman 5, cover B. This is Artgerm, right? Yeah. This, I think, is Artgerm's last Catwoman cover. He's been doing all of the cover Bs for Catwoman. I don't think he's doing number 6. It's pretty sick. It's kind of like she's like all wrapped up in Batman, metaphorically. It's not physically, because she like hopped down and said she didn't want to marry him. This is cover D. This is the 4th cover for Life is Strange number 1. Unfortunately, my store did not get cover A. Only this cover. We didn't get the billion that I ordered for the regular cover, so people could read it. So we just got this one alternate cover for me to take and read. But it's it's based on Life is Strange, the video game. And we've got Detective Comics 992, cover B. This cover's fantastic. I love when Batman has a cloak that's, or cape, sorry, that's like really flowy and billowy. It's kind of all over the place. Just looks cooler. A big one this week. Firefly. Written by Greg Pak, who's fantastic. And Costas, the artist. Pretty good. It's based on the Firefly series. I never watched the series, but apparently it's really good, and the comic is really good too. I don't want to give anything away, but as far as I know, this is going to be an ongoing book. Finally, people will get more of the Firefly universe that they've been begging for since the first series ended. This is cover A. This is cover A of Artifact 1, number 2. This is a book by Aspen Comics. Aspen is a very independent comic book publisher. And they make like Soulfire, Artifact 1, No World. They've made a lot of books, but they have kept them going for like 20 years, and they just stick to those books. Artifact 1 is them kind of like branching out. It's pretty unique. It reminds me a lot of Avatar honestly, I gotta adjust the cover. I don't read Captain America. But Tennessee Goats has been writing this book pretty hard. Pretty brutal. Apparently, this Captain America is good. This cover looks fantastic. Alex Ross always does all of his art in oils. So it's pretty neat. So everyone says. Yeah. This is Vault of Spiders #2. This is a tie-in with the Spider-Geddon stuff that's been going on. We've got a couple new spiders here. We've got Spiders Man. He's a guy with spiders all over him. You can see tarantulas. We've got Spider Ma'am. She's like an old lady. I think she's May Parker. Let's see, it says see polite justice courtesy of May Parker. She's Aunt May. And then the Spider-Man, who is George Stacy. I guess Gwen Stacy's dad. Hey Lizard, what's up? I'm doing well. How are you? It's a pretty nuts comic. Oh yes. This is a ash can of Fight Club #3 by Dark Horse. Written by Chuck Palahniuk, obviously. Who else would take this? I wouldn't trust anyone else to write Fight Club. Like, come on. I didn't read Fight Club 2 though. There was I know there's a graphic novel of it. I don't know if Fight Club 2 existed in single issues. I'm not sure. But this is an ash can preview, so it's about 6 pages of the book. It's full color with words and such. Sometimes they don't have words, but this one's like basically a small chunk of the comic. Literal small chunk because it's like really short. But yeah, this is all. Ash cans are only available to retailers. If you see an ash can in the wild or online, it came from a retailer. Beauty #25 from Image. This series is, from what I hear, very good. I've kind of just been stockpiling. Hex reads them a lot. It's about a sexually transmitted disease that makes you as beautiful as you can possibly be and then kills you. One of my favorites this week, Bloodshot Rising Spirit from Valiant. This is the first Valiant book I've bought in quite some time. And this is cover B. This is a MAC cover. You can tell by the watercolor. And it's got that classic circle. It's a red dot, obviously, for Bloodshot, but I love that stark background color with an image inside it. You put that on a comic book, I'll buy it. Bloodshot was actually really good. I'll go into detail a little bit later when we get to the cover A. We're on variant covers for a little while here. Here's the Black Order #1. The Black Order. They're like, they were in the Avengers No Surrender. They're like a bad guy group of Avengers. There's like a bunch of bad guys teaming up. This is gonna be a 5-part miniseries. That's cover B. Gideon Falls #8. It's already on #8. Wow. This just got optioned for a TV show, and someone picked it up. I forget who, but it wasn't Netflix, it wasn't HBO. None of the big names. which surprises me because this would be a fantastic HBO series. It's pretty fucking dark. Pretty dark. That's cover B as well. V. Schwab, Shades of Magic. I was just at Barnes & Noble's the other day, and I saw in the fiction section, like where they have the fantasy stuff and video game stuff, like books for those. I saw a bunch of these in novel form. I didn't know that these existed as a novel before this, you know. I thought that this was like some new title that Titan was just dealing with making up, you know. But no, there's like 10 novels. It's like a magic. It's kind of like Harry Potter with a mix of like Assassin's Creed, I think. Cover B of Bitterroot #1. This is a new book this week. It's what did I do? Okay, we're good. I hit my keyboard. Bitterroot #1's a new image one. This is a Mike Mignola cover. He's the guy who does all the art for Hellboy. Root World #5 from Kaboom. It's finally over, so I can read it all. It's only 5 parts, so I figured I'd read #1 and then wait till it's all done to read the whole series. It is by Kaboom, so it's geared towards younger audiences, but that's okay. It's got a fox as the lead character, so I have to read it because I love foxes. I think the lights just flickered, but I couldn't tell. So this is William Gibson's Alien 3 #1 cover B. Severia Geiger cover. This is I'll talk about when we get to cover A. But I love this cover. You see the xenomorph, and you know, even down here you can see the baby alien and the hospital pod. It's pretty cool. Very Geiger-esque. American Gods by Ansel. #8, cover B, of course. I think that this is, it's a Mac cover. This reminds me a lot of Sandman's covers. It's just very abstract. Spotted Tea, I'll tell you how awesome it is. It's written by Neil Gaiman, so that kind of makes sense. He has a certain vision for all of his art. When he writes a book, you can see across the various titles that he's written. He enjoys a certain kind of artist. But normally Mac covers are overwhelmingly watercolor. This one seems to be a little bit of Photoshop and a little bit of watercolor. This is cover B. It's a Frisson cover. It's her last cover for Wonder Woman. It's Wonder Woman #58. I've not been reading Wonder Woman, but I love these covers. She's actually switched over to doing X-Men Red covers for Marvel, which is surprising. She's a fantastic artist, and another artist that I'm slowly collecting. And I believe this is a wraparound cover. Hidden Gem variant for Uncanny X-Men #1. Just came out this week. If you wanted to buy Uncanny X-Men #1, it would set you back $7. $7.99. $7 for a comic book. So, this is just a variant cover, but you can easily see. Yeah, let's grab this one. Can you see, I'm not good at this, how much thicker the X-Men? It's like 4 comic books in one. It's a lot. A lot of content. I may or may not have just discovered something. I may have screwed up. I know it's a big book, but there was another book underneath it. Yay. Damn it. I don't have any extra boards. Okay, well I wanna keep the Uncanny X-Men safe. So I'm gonna put that one back in the board. It's still a thick book. It's like 80 pages. I accidentally bagged 2 books in one board. Whoops. Okay, well the one that I didn't get to was Venom number 8. This is J. Scott Campbell cover. So I also want to be careful with this one because, you know, anything he touches is fantastic. But that's it for that bag. I gotta get another bag of comics. God damn it. As much as I hate to say this, I don't think the Life is Strange covers D is gonna be worth much anytime soon, so I'm just gonna switch that one out, bag and board wise. Hope everyone's having a good night. Okay. This is the rest of this week's books. Nelson, what's up? Rockets. Fat White Kid. That was the sound of a rocket and a fat white kid. This week, actually every month for the next 8 months, they're celebrating Neil Gaiman and the comic industry. Vertigo are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Sandman with another publication of, or another printing with a different cover of all of the trade paperbacks. It's the same insides, same as always. Any printing you get is always the same. I think this one has new like ending words or blurbs. I was expecting more of a slap. I hit my finger on my desk. Look at this art, man. That's fantastic. That's so good. Even the cover. It's like this marionette with Sandman over here. That's not safe. Alright. I've got ASM number 9. Fortnite updates. I might play Fortnite later. I really want to play Dead by Daylight, but I don't work tomorrow, so I could stream just like super late. So maybe if you're on, I'll do some duos with you. This is ASM number 9. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Black Cat, but she's got some like 70s fur going on down here on her boots. That's like all I see in this cover. Like, what's she doing with her outfit? She looks like she's gonna go like fucking boogie. How did the bathroom thief escape the cops? I don't know, Nelson. How did the bathroom thief escape the cops? Okay, so this Black Order number 1. So like I said, these guys are like an anti-Avengers, if that makes sense. This is gonna be a 5-part series. Black Swan is one of my favorite of the bunch. They were a major player, led by the Challenger were they led by the Challenger or the Grandmaster? One or the other. In the Avengers No Surrender series that we talked about a couple months back. He stepped on the scale and got away. I can't remember if it's these guys or the other group, but one of them had a bad guy that made an appearance in the Avengers movie. He was the bad guy that could like, he looked like an alien. He looked like an actual alien. He was attacking New York. He could like move shit with his mind. He was the one who was torturing Doctor Strange. I'm so glad the series is over. This is Cosmic Ghost Rider number 5. So in this picture, we have Baby Thanos chained to the Cosmic Ghost Rider, who is Frank Castle, the original Punisher. Behind him, he's Ghost Rider, Behind him we have Thanos as Punisher. What the fuck? Nelson, that's your warning. Even if you're joking, which I know you are, can't say shit like that. Okay. Next time we're gonna time you out. Next up we've got Domino number 8. This cover is pretty lewd. Parental advisory. I can't tell who it's by. I think it's Dedato or Delato. I can't remember which. But it's Morbius fighting Domino, obviously. This cover is like already $20. Are you kidding me? Morbius is getting his own movie too soon. Infinity Warps number 1. This is another Infinity Wars tie-in. All of the Infinity Warps stuff has been pretty weird. It's supposed to be sort of like a what if book, all of them. Like, what if Captain America became the Sorcerer Supreme, that kind of thing. Yeah, Pikmin, that's a way more tactful thing to say. Here we've got Peter Parker, Spider-Man. The Spectacular Spider-Man, number 312. I don't normally read this book, but it's a Spider-Kid tie-in, so figured I'd get it. Get the whole story. But Nelson, it's functionally the same thing. And here's the cover A This has essentially 4 different books in it, or 3, I can't remember which, but they're like, there's, what's the word? I don't know, their subject is different between each one. Each one I think focuses on a couple of characters. I didn't get a chance to read the whole thing because I was at work and I don't have an hour to dedicate to one comic book, you know. But I believe it's going to be coming out weekly for the next couple months. Which I don't understand why they're trying to rush that, but whatever. Donny Cates, Venom number 8. This is kind of a bombshell book. In this we see Venom running through like a, not like a military base, but it's like a military hospital, if that makes sense. And they're housing a part of Flash Thompson's Venom symbiote, which was Agent Venom. Now Flash Thompson died before the beginning of this book in Amazing Spider-Man 700 or 800. So they find this, Eddie Brock finds the little vial, and it like breaks, and the Venom symbiote merges with his, and Flash Thompson is like, hey Eddie, mind if I take over? So so Flash Thompson's like kind of back inside Eddie Brock's head, and Agent Venom came back, so it's like, what's gonna happen next? Nelson, you're white. You're a white kid. Alright, I can talk about Bloodshot now. This Bloodshot cover 8 is kind of like a throwback looking cover. It looks like an early 90s cover, but it's got the Bloodshot circle, you know, and like tropical things going on. Guns, lots of abs, lots of pouches. But, so in this one, they find this guy, and he goes to jail, and the military goes by, and they're like, hey, we're gonna offer you a way out. Come take part in our scientific shit. So they, like, turn him into Bloodshot, and, try to, like, implant new memories into him. But he eventually, like, wakes up, and is like, oh my god, who am I? Am I Bloodshot, or am I this dude? And he goes ape shit and starts killing people, so they kill him. So, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen in Bloodshot 2, but that's a Bloodshot Rising Spirit number 1. There's gonna be a number 2, but we've already killed the main character, so maybe this is gonna be a different Bloodshot. Catwoman number 5. Live free or die. I wish you would just go back to fucking Gotham. Go back to Batman. Go be happy. Speaking of Batman, Detective Comics 992. Cobra, the Dark Knight. Who will Two-Face kill first? A dinosaur. This book is dangerously close to issue 1000, and I have no idea what they're going to be doing for issue 1000. 8 issues away, that's 4 months. Actually, I think they're slowing it down to 1 detective a month. Maybe. They're in the process of changing writers. They're 8 issues away. In the front cover, this one has a fucking T-Rex on it. Like, you're gonna be celebrating 80 years of Batman. Or 80 years of Detective Comics. Yo, 78 of Batman. You got T-Rex on the cover. Like, come on. I like T-Rexes, but Hawkman chance to read this. It's a new DC team. Electric Warriors #1. I did get a chance to page through, and the art looked pretty cool. Looks very free form. It kind of breaks out of traditional panels, and the art bubble or the word bubbles aren't just like black or white. They're like rainbow colors because some of these people are like super futuristic or aliens. So when they talk, their word bubbles are just different. Seems kind of cool. And that's going to be a 6-part miniseries. Got House of Whispers #3. This book is the most heavily tied in so far with The Dreaming. The book, The Dreaming. It also takes place in The Dreaming. You see what's going on with Merv and those like gray nothingness beings that have been invading The Dreaming in here. And this lady, I forget her name. She's like the goddess or whatever. She like interacts with Merv and Kane. It's pretty sweet. I'm loving all the Sandman Universe books. They're fantastic. Hey, Mr. Miracle #12, cover A. This is it for Mr. Miracle. Like I said before, it's been about 14 months since it first started. I can't believe it's over that fast. When this started, hey Chicho, when this book started, I was not the store manager at where I work. It seems like an eternity ago, but also kind of seems like yesterday. Mr. Miracle, if you have not read it, just here for it quickly. No problem, man. Appreciate you stopping by. I haven't been able to make a live stream in so long. I catch the YouTube videos, of course, but live streams are stuff for me lately. It's been super busy at work. The holidays are coming up, you know. But it's over, so I can catch up. I can read Mr. Miracle. The whole series is done in a 3x3 panel, classic 9-panel page of comics, which is something that Doomsday Clock does. Watchmen did. It's like the classic comic book style, but this book, it breaks the mold with it. It plays with the negative space that comes with 9 panels, and it plays with the feeling of being trapped within 9 panels as like a central theme, because Mr. Miracle is, the greatest escape artist. There's a lot of really cool things that you can gather when you read Mr. Miracle, if you think about it more critically. And of course, we have this, it's a spotlight on Mr. Miracle and Big Barda, but we have this circle with like a kind of stark background with characters in the middle. That same aspect that we saw in Bloodshot, that we saw in Firefly, Amazing Spider-Man 300. I tell you, you put this theme on any comic book and I'll buy it. Doesn't matter what's inside. I did it with Archie 1941. I'm a sucker. There we've got, this is such a creepy cover. It looks like a texture file that you would like put over to make a character in like a video game or something. It's Plastic Man #6. It's the end of the Plastic Man miniseries. It was fun. I think Plastic Man deserves his own book, like ongoing. He's just a fun character, and I think a lot of different writers could take him in different ways. I would love to see something like, a miniseries written by a different writer, but still the same book, like series was a little bit rushed, but I'm gonna go back through and I'm gonna read them all and judge it from there. Hey Wolfie, thanks for the sub. If you want, we have a map up here. That's a subscriber map. You can see we have New Zealand, Canada, and America unlocked. So we scratch off wherever someone's from. Like, in a general sense. Like, if you're from the state of North Dakota, we'll scratch off the whole state. Or if you're from New Zealand, like, we only have the lower part of New Zealand scratched off. And then when we unlock a new country, we scratch off the flag too. Alright, so next up from Dark Horse, this surprises me from Dark Horse. This is God of War, #1. It's only gonna be 4-part, right? Doesn't say it anywhere, but I'm pretty sure it's a 4-part series from Houston, Texas. Alright, let's come back to that. Let's scratch you off. See, I wish I could take the microphone over there, because I use this thing. This might not sound good. I use it to scratch off, and then I use this little brush that has a little hand on it to brush away all the shavings. Houston, Texas. Okay, I think we have a couple from Texas. I don't know how much of Texas we have left. Texas is pretty big, so we do it in chunks. Got my blanket. Alright, we've got about half of Texas done now. That's 2 people from Texas. We've broken Texas up into 4 parts. Alright, sorry about that. Back to God of War. So this, now I only played about the first 20 minutes of this game, the new God of War 4, but it's very similar. It's Kratos with a beard, being a dad with a boy, and he's like going out and he's like, I'm sorry for being so angry, world, let me try and control my anger. So he like goes and finds big animals that want to fight him because they're wild animals and he's pretty wild. And he's like, he like gets angry because he wants to fight, but then he's like, no, I'm not angry, so he doesn't fight. This is weird kind of like inner struggle with Kratos that I've never really seen. It sounds a little bit better in the comic book that I'm describing it, but got distracted by Spider-Man. What game are you playing? Oh, God of War. Unfortunately, I don't have a PlayStation, so I can't even play either of those games. But he ends up fighting this big bear that he was like, oh, well, that's not a real bear. That's like a malformed demon bear. It's okay if I kill that thing. And it's just like the second half of the comic book is just all action. It's a very good breather comic, if that makes sense. If you want to take a break from all of the dialogue and everything like that, just have a good time. Definitely read God of War. showed you a little bit of the art on the front cover. The other one, the art's pretty good. Colors are sweet. It's pretty modern, you know. It's not too horrific though, which I don't like. It's kind of light, but you know, it's not new Alien content, but the screenplay's been out for a while. But it's cool to see it in this form, and I like all of the Alien comics. Some of them are definitely a little bit darker than others, which I like because I like that that cosmic horror aspect of Alien. But it's pretty sweet. And I think just the other day or just yesterday, the guy who plays, this reminded me of it, the guy who plays the robot in 2001: A Space Odyssey, he plays the voice. I think he passed away. I'm sure as most of you have heard. I'm sure you know that Stan Lee, unfortunately, has passed away. Might sound kind of harsh, but I'm not surprised. The man was 95 years old. He's accomplished a lot, and he was always super active, which I think helped him stay alive for so long. Lately, he's been in the hospital a lot. He's been getting sick. Just kind of glad that he's no longer suffering. So you watch all the Alien Predator films leading up to New Predator. All the Predator movies are great. There's some like weird ones, but and all the Alien movies are fantastic. Stan Lee has kind of always been an icon. He's basically the last, or he was the last living relic of early comic days. He was like the figurehead of the comic book industry. He had a hand in like almost 150 characters, as well as starting the Marvel movement and the superhero movement with Jack Kirby and a couple other people. You know, Jack Kirby passed away like 15 years ago, something like that, maybe more. Stan Lee dying is definitely the most real a celebrity death has been to me, only because I've never gotten a chance to meet him. He had stopped doing conventions before I really got into conventions. Like I've gone to like 4 conventions in the past year, which may not be that much, but to me it is. It's just I have a ton of books that I would love to have him, or have had a signature from him, but I'm never gonna have that chance. It's honestly, it's probably for the better, because from what I hear, his signature in the last couple months of him signing wasn't that great, because, you know, the man was 95. Like, motor skills aren't that good when you're 95 years old. I just kind of thought that he was gonna live forever, you know. He's one of those guys that just kept on pushing and pushing. He was always so, I don't know, he's like pushing the boundaries with Marvel. He like helped to reform the Marvel Comic Code. Not Marvel Comic Code, the Comic Code. And he like even helped produced Spider-Man issues that did not approve, or were not approved by the Comic Code, specifically because he wanted to get a point across. Like there's a Spider-Man issue that deals about drugs, and if you know anything about the Comic Code, you're not allowed to write about drugs. And this was like mid 80s or late 70s. He was like, this is what happens when a superhero or a superhero's friend goes through the problem of drugs. This is like a real issue. We need to talk about it in comic book form to get through to kids. And the Comic Code was like, we're not going to approve that. So he's like, well, fuck it. I'm going to do it anyway. Fill some of his cameos for the future. Yeah. He's going to be in the next couple movies. Spider-Man 97, 99. Those are exactly the issues. Yeah. It's gonna be sad seeing him in the next couple Marvel movies. I think Avengers 2, Captain Marvel. I think one other always dreaded open up Reddit at the beginning of my workday, seeing at the top, Rip Stanley, but that day has finally come, and you know, he's not going to be forgotten. Not for a very, very long time. These characters are timeless characters. Alright, this week's comics. It's Euthanautes 4. Never read this book. No one in my store has ever asked for it. But I got the cover because look at it. It's like a skull eating a moth. I love moths. And I just like the symmetry of most moths. And the kind of like a horrific aspect to them, even though they're kind of cute. So I like this cover a lot. I do a big tribute to him in one of them, probably. I'm kind of... I haven't seen any articles or anything like that of any celebrities that played characters making videos or anything like that, because he made their career. Like Robert Downey Jr. is known for Iron Man. You know? What's his face? I don't even know his fucking name. The guy who plays Captain America is known for being Captain America. I think some people wrote some like blurbs about him, but I've not seen any like rest in peace videos, which kind of surprises me. I'm whispering because it's ASMR. If you do exclamation point ASMR, my bot will tell you all about it. It's great. Sit back and relax. This is cover B for Beauty number 25. I love this play on the stripes in the background, pushing the art like back when it didn't really need to be pushed back, but it's an interesting choice. She kind of looks restrained. Hey VD, what's up? Seen a lot of doing tribute posts to him on social media, but I haven't seen any videos. I figured there'd just be like alright everyone, let's get together for a group picture or group video, and everyone's like talking that's kind of what I want. Like everyone put on their suits and do like a tribute video, you know, that'd be cool. Yeah, you can, spot, that's fine. Alright, here's Bitterroot number 1. It's the Image one this week. It's kind of a crazy book. It's kind of like Black Panther meets zombies meets like sci-fi. It's an interesting book. It's pretty cool though. I enjoy it. It's a very fun book. Not too serious. Cemetery Beach number 3 is Warren Ellis. Mike is speaking quite a bit. Might move it away slightly. That's for the ASMR effect. I can see that it's peeking on my my mixer right in front of me, but I appreciate it. Desfriado, what's up? It's Bleach. It's not Bleach. It's Cemetery Beach. Oh, video's ending soon. Hang on. There we go. If anyone hasn't seen this, is pretty powerful. There is on the Stance Torture today. It's just him talking about his fans. I'll take a look at that later, Spot. Thanks. I read the Marvel tribute that they did. They like wrote a tribute article. The hell is his hair doing? What are you doing, brother? Alright. Cyber Force number 7. I kinda miss Aphrodite 5. I was really hoping that they would tie these two books together a little bit more. But it didn't happen. Hope everyone's having a good day. just gonna do one episode per book because there's only 8 books. They can't really do much else. It's gonna be a TV show, not a movie, so I don't know how they're gonna try and elongate the story unless they go beyond the comic books. It's Juke Joint number 2 from Image. This is kind of a crazy book. Des, thank you for the follow. It's about this, like, it's not a tavern, but it's not a bar. It's like this inn, maybe, that this lady runs. And it's just like basically anything goes. It's kind of like a swingers inn, if that makes sense. But behind the scenes, there's like vampires. It's in like a Louisiana woods that's like got magic and voodoo and shit. It's pretty crazy. But it's interesting. And of course, Oblivion Song, number 9. This series just gets better and better and better. It's so much different than The Walking Dead or Outcast. It's written by Robert Kirkman, the same guy who wrote The Walking Dead and Outcast. It's so much different. It's so cool to see such a refreshing take on things. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to watching that or reading that. I love seeing his Stan soapbox posted around that he put in a comic book years and years and years ago. Alright, that's it for this week's comics. We still have